What's good, YouTube? I appreciate you for clicking on this video. For today's trade recap, the 4-hour, we are bearish because this bearish candlestick broke this low here. On the 1-hour time frame, we are bearish for this trading example, which a high was never broken in any of this. And since the 4-hour was bearish, we are looking for sales as our daily buys. So price created this high here, and the way a high is created is by a bullish candlestick and a bearish candlestick after. Even though this is a doji candle, which represents indecision in the market, this is still technically a high. So I waited for price to sweep this high, which price did with this bullish candlestick here. Then I waited for a 5-minute break of structure to the downside after price swept the high, the 1-hour high, which was right here. Price swept the high, then gave me a break of structure to the downside with this bearish candlestick here, breaking this low right here. Then I created this box here, which represents the order block, which is the move up that was causing this move down. Okay. I then waited. Also, there was a fair value gap here. I then waited for price to enter into the order block. I then waited for price to enter into the order block on the 1-minute time frame, which price did right here. Okay. It was actually the fair value gap, to be honest with you. It was the fair value gap. Price entered into the fair value gap, might have touched into the order block a little bit, but then gave me a breaker structure to the downside. Well, the 5-minute candlestick closed that broke structure was this candlestick here. So then I waited for another breaker structure to the downside here, and that's where I entered off of, but I didn't get filled until here. So that's where I entered. I had a tight stop loss. I didn't have my stop loss up here above this high, but if I did, I probably would have had it pretty tight. But if I didn't have it tight, if I had it all the way up here, that was the only way that I would have been able to successfully enter into this trade. My bias was definitely correct for the day because if you see right after this area, after it comes out of this area, it goes down. But the reason why it came up here was to stop out all these people that were trying to sell here, which it did stop me out. And I was holding a tight stop loss, which I'm completely okay with. Things that I could do better, to be honest with you, bro. I've been looking at this chart for the past like 15 minutes, and I don't know what I could have done better. I feel like I did everything that I was supposed to do. I followed my strategy to a T. Um, I didn't break any rules. Um, the only way that I would have been able to make money off of this trade is if I would have had my stop like pretty high above this order block. So um, another thing is I could have re-entered into this trade because price came up and then swept this high again, right? Price swept that high, and I could have re-entered based off of a 5-minute break of structure after that. Watch this. So price came up, swept these people out. Okay, they gave us a break of structure to the downside on the 5-minute time frame. Price created a 5-minute fair value gap. Price entered into the 5-minute fair value gap and then showed bearish pressure coming out of it. I could have entered based off of that information and then could have caught this move down a little bit, but I definitely would have got stopped out around about this area or this area here because price came up and stop hunted. But the overall bias for the day was good. It was correct. It was correct. It would have been an excellent trade if it would have hit, but sadly it didn't. I appreciate you for watching this video. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, I appreciate it if you left it.